Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Caffeine Crypto, where I welcome you to join me with your favorite beverage, caffeine, otherwise coffee, energy drink, whatever you got. I do have a NOS, but I'm going to save that for a little bit later because me and the wife are going on a ghost tour. Anyways, my name is Vega. Welcome back to SerpentX Tech. As we go over some crypto news for this upcoming week, we have a pretty green day, looking pretty good. But compared to where we were, not as high as we would like to be. We got SHIB, NEAR, Filecoin, Bitcoin Cash, if you care, XRP up around 12.5%, ICP, and no, not Insane Clown Posse up around 12.62%. Stellar climbing up as well. Got a couple coins up in the 12% area, few coins over 5-7%, but Bitcoin claiming back over that 57K, so that's good to see. I think last time we talked about Bitcoin and could it fall deeper, I definitely put it in the realm of possible. I think July is just not going to be historically a good month for us. But I do believe that August, September, October, November is going to definitely be our slow march upwards as we move into the future, especially as so many concerns or questions come up in the future. I asked for all my live chat viewers that slowly start to come into this channel to hang tight. Good morning to all of you. Thank you for stopping by. But we're going to keep on rocking and rolling through the news. Going to be talking about Bitcoin as it regains that 57K, ETF inflows. German government finally finished offloading its damn Bitcoin. Get out of here because you're pissing me off. The market rebound. Could August be the rebound month? JP Morgan expects that rebound to be in August. SEC drops investigation on L2 stacks and Builder Hero, but also Paxos as well. You know, Solana has been down. Can it reclaim some of these target levels that people are looking for? The EIA could be going after crypto miners again with another survey. How crypto miners stole $723 million of electricity from Malaysia since 2018. And then this article I completely forgot because my pop-up blocker is in the way. But Bitcoin and Core Scientific partnered to help decentralize Bitcoin mining with new chips. 3-nanometer chips possibly coming in the future. Bleeping computer news. DNS hijackers target crypto platforms registered with Squarespace. And then House fails to override Biden's veto and nullify SEC crypto rule. Finally, wrapping it up with a Crypto World video as we get ready for Red Panda Mining, who comes on usually every time after me, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, whatever time that might be for you. And yeah, so that's what we got for today's news. Let's go ahead and start rocking and rolling. Just trying to get my attention, at me or send a super chat. Otherwise, let's rock and roll. So first mover Americas. Bitcoin regains 57K following a $300 million ETF inflow. I mean, is that really enough? Not really. I mean, we're only at 1.58%. Looking at it on the weekly, let's see here. What's the week start off at? The week start off with Monday, July 8th. So Monday, July 8th right here. All right, so let's say we ended Sunday about right here. So we're up on the weekly. We're definitely up on the weekly. We climbed up to a high of around 6.62%. Right now, we're chilling about 5% up on the week. So from a weekly standpoint, this is probably a green candle. But from a daily standpoint, you know, obviously we're down compared to our March new all-time high. You know, kind of making a, would you say that's a descending wedge or ascending wedge? Looks like a descending. I haven't drawn it out, but either way, we're still holding in this pattern, this upwards pattern, right? So higher highs, higher lows, good thing to see. But I fear, and this is just my own personal thoughts, I fear that it's going to be a fake out and some of the bears are going to be happy with their returns as we pull back a little again to 54. Now, if you paid attention to my Twitter, I did show off one of my positions at the 54K area, but, you know, definitely getting down to 52 is not out of the realm of impossible. You're not going to get a 32K Bitcoin again ever in the future. At least that's my belief. I could be completely wrong, and none of this is financial advice. But to fall down that far, I don't think that is certainly possible. I think as we continue to move forward, we got the Bitcoin conference coming up in a couple weeks. And if you haven't picked up your tickets, to help me out and you want tickets, there's a link in a damn description. Like, click the link, buy your tickets. The longer you wait, like prices just went up yesterday, the longer you wait, the more expensive it is. I'm pretty sure a majority of you that watch this channel and go to those conferences have already bought. But if you have not, please consider it. It does help out the channel. It makes me look good in the eyes of the event planners. And that's really the thing. I'm not going to be making much off of it, but it will make them consider, hey, maybe we should send Vega back to the event. He did pretty good last time. So appreciate the support if you can do it. If you obviously can't afford it because those events are pretty damn expensive. Obviously, a lot of Bitcoin maxis. Maybe you're an altcoin type of person, a degen play. But a lot of degens are there too. So I don't know. I just know that certain conversations about other altcoins around that conference tend to get dissuaded because it's all Bitcoin all the time. And Bitcoin is a majority of my portfolio, but I still play and dabble within the altcoins. So let's see here. If we were to fall, let's say we climb up a little bit more. Let's say we climb up and almost get near to 60K. 60K is going to be that big resistance. So if we fell 12%, that's at 52.9, 52, what is that? 52.2. So if we fell 12%, we could hit that area. Obviously, I got some positions at 54, 52. But if we came all the way down to this legacy line of 50K, I mean, it's not out of the realm of impossible, but going from the stationary point we were at back here, not only on June 7th, but also on May 21st, you can see that that is a major area of resistance because we bounced off of it 1, 2, almost 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times already. But if we measured that to that 52 area, or around 52 area, that's under a 30% pullback. That's certainly in the realm of possibility. Getting down to 50K is certainly within the realm of possibility. So just be cautious. Dollar cost average, never bet more than you're willing to lose. Just be careful. Anyways, Bitcoin found some stability around 57K following Monday's slide to 55 as the German government entity received over $200 million worth of asset back from various exchanges late in the US day, helping revive sentiment. BTC was trading around 57.4 during the European morning, an increase of 1% in the last 24 hours, have fallen to 55K on Monday after the wallet address belonging to the German Federal Criminal Police Office, or BKA, sent over 900 million to various other addresses, spooking traders in the past 12 hours. The entity received funds from Kraken, Coinbase, Bitstamp, Arkham, according to data indicating that while the assets were sent to these exchanges, they ultimately did not hit the market. Spot Bitcoin ETFs recorded nearly 300 million in net inflows on Monday, the most since early June, when the cryptocurrency traded over 70K. BlackRock's IBIT led buying activity of nearly 180 million in net inflows, following the Fidelity FBTC, Grayscale, blah, 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 recorded over 25 million in purchases. Some investors may be viewing the drop in Bitcoin price as a buying opportunity, and I certainly am. And that's just me personally. Not betting the farm on it, just, $20 here, $10 there, whatever it might be, just small chump change, right? So, and no, not the content creator chump change, but just small amounts of money that I can afford to lose, right? Not saying that Bitcoin is going to go to zero, but even if it did went to zero, you still have your cryptocurrency, unlike traditional stocks, where if it went to zero, you get liquidated, those stocks are gone from your portfolio. So, not that that would ever happen, I'm just grabbing little bits here and there to make sure I'm getting as much Bitcoin as possible. Because meanwhile, while we're all spreading FUD and being very concerned and very fearful, according to the fear and greed chart, these institutions, these centralized entities are just sitting there buying all the Bitcoin. So rather than selling your Bitcoin to them, you're selling your Bitcoin to your peers. And you can still do OTC if you really want to. You can talk and negotiate with some of your colleagues and be like, hey, I really need to sell some Bitcoin. Here's the market price. Here's what I'm willing to sell at. Are you willing to help and at least get that into somebody's hands that isn't a centralized part of the centralized government or banking sector or whatever it might be. So OTC, good thing to try. If you haven't tried it, That's how it was back in the day. There's no reason why we can't bring it back. So just the whole point of Bitcoin was to put the power back into the hands of the people, and we're just turning it back over. Not us, the viewers watching this channel, not me, but some of the retail traders, a good majority of them, being very fearful and selling back into the hands of decentralized entities, which is the opposite of what Satoshi Nakamoto was trying to accomplish with Bitcoin. German government offloads its final Bitcoin holdings. It was about damn time. Crypto Indio also published a post saying that they're finally done. I believe they shared something. Forgot the name of the company. It could be like one of the whale Twitter pages. But basically, I said good riddance. Don't come back. I don't see why they would have done it other than to shore up or to help them out with, for example, our government has a black budget for, supply and providing for the military complex, maybe because it was a law enforcement structure or entity, right? What do they call it? The German Federal Criminal Police Office, BKA. Maybe they're trying to, upgrade technologically, security-wise, rebuild their infrastructure. I don't know, but they're selling, and I will hope they were doing something positive that will help the German people. But I don't know. I don't have any inside knowledge to it. But either way, they're done offloading finally. I'm pretty sure there's probably some reserve somewhere in there. I don't see why a country would sell all of their Bitcoin holdings. Stepping out of the box, whatever you want to call it, and looking at the situation as a whole. Every country should have some Bitcoin, right? Every country should try to shore up their position on Bitcoin. Most of the Bitcoin they have was confiscated for various reasons. So Germany selling, it doesn't make much sense, but I don't think it's the central German government, more or less, as we just saw, the police task force or whatever the heck that name is, criminal police office. So we'll see how things go. But the final transaction included about 3,846 Bitcoin, right? And at the time, it was at 58,716 at time of the sale. So a little bit below where we are right now. And sent to flow traders in 139 PO. No idea what the heck that is. Which Arkham describes as likely institutional deposit OTC services. The transaction followed weeks of increased selling pressure from the German government, which offloaded tens of thousands of Bitcoins in several tranches, basically 7 different bags or transactions. Most of the 50,000 Bitcoin dumped by the German government over the last 3 weeks resulted in the asset seizure and was largely responsible for keeping the market below the 60K price point and its 200-day exponential moving average, right? So this selling pressure it's not just Germany, right? We talked about it last week. Obviously, the Mt. Gox reimbursement, a number of other things that are happening with payment plans from FTX, Mt. Gox, Germany dumping. Like it's a catalyst, right? It's a number of situations and circumstances that brought the price down, but that selling pressure being alleviated should help us out. Hopefully, we can get back above the 60K mark. But again, for some of you that's just joining, I can certainly see us dropping down to 52, 50K. It's certainly within the realm of possibility. If we measure from the top here of June 7th, May 21st, down about 30%, that does put us in that 50K area and back down to this legacy trend line. We are still in an upwards trend, I guess you could say, or upwards channel. But I'm wondering if this week's green candle, because I am looking at the daily, is just a facade and getting ready to the bears to have a good day and the bulls to feel a little bit more panicky. But we'll see. Dollar cost average is what I said for those of you that just joined. Moving on, IG market analyst Tony Sycamore, I'm sorry if I'm butchering your name, sir, believes that Mt. Gox payments will not have the disastrous effects on the markets that many investors anticipate. This is exactly what I was talking about on Twitter and last week's show. Is everybody was making the Mt. Gox situation a lot bigger than it needed to be. We'll be okay. Calm the fuck down. But, of course, the market took it and ran with it. News took it and ran with it. And just stoked more fears, spreading more FUD and concerns. Real quick, I know a number of you are asking me, hey, where can I get this shirt? I do have the Serpent X Tech store linked underneath this video, but unfortunately, the design, right? This design was done through Chris, Doge Lord, and that store and Crypty went down, so I had to create my own store, but I have not been able to find the correct material. You see how this is stretchy? This is athletic shirt, right? And circuit design with the Serpent X logo, Serpent X words. I haven't been able to recreate that because the materials that they're providing to me in the store that's linked down below is not the same material. So I'm trying to figure out the best way to source it and stuff like that. So just bear with me. As soon as I can recreate this, the shirt, I will. Just for some of you that are asking about this particular shirt, I have 3 of them that I would love to recreate, but just got to find the right materials. But anyways, moving back on, Mt. Gox wasn't as big as many people thought. During the heightened selling pressure, institutional investors bought the dip. Data shows from CoinShares revealed that U.S. exchange-traded funds, or ETFs, raked in about almost $300 million in inflows for the week of July 8th, reversing several weeks of suppressed inflows into the investment funds, right? So, nice dip. People saw it as a good buying opportunity. I saw it as a buying opportunity. Rondi, thank you so much for stopping by, buddy. Appreciate you. Much love to you, too. I don't know if I'm going to be able to see you at Bitcoin Conference 2024, but I hope to eventually catch up with you again. Take care of the fam. Take care of yourself. Keep in touch, homie. Nerd Beast, Tech Man, Keith Beats, Ontario Miner, Turtle Tech, Magic Lucky, Automatic Beats, Sherm, what's going on? Son of Rabbit Panda, thank you for being the first. And let's just keep on moving. I know a lot of you are not commenting or writing in the live chat because I haven't asked anything. I'm just going through news, which is the intended purpose of this weekly live stream. I wish I could live stream every week for you guys or every day for you guys, but unfortunately, I don't have a studio. I don't have a place to really properly do that, and it interferes with the family schedule. But thank you for your patience and helping this channel out as much as you do. Crypto market rebounds expected in August. Now, I am going to throw a poll up. So I am going to require a little bit of interaction from you guys. I just want to know, do you think we could rebound in August? So I'm going to throw that up in just a second. But basically, JP Morgan, right, major bank here, has reduced its year-to-date crypto market net flow estimate to $8 billion due to the decline in Bitcoin reserves across exchanges in the past month. The crypto market is expected to rebound from August onward, says the report. The bank reduces year to year, blah, blah, blah. We just said that. Bitcoin reserves across exchanges have fallen last month due to liquidations from creditors like Mt. Gox, Gemini, selling by the German government. So obviously, what that means right there, Bitcoin reserves on exchanges have fallen, right? When the exchanges don't have a lot of Bitcoin and the buying pressure increases. Right now, there's a lot of selling pressure, but it should have diminished, right? Because of the German government being done. Hopefully Mt. Gox or the people that wanted to sell whatever they got from Mt. Gox did sell during that time frame, same time as the German government selling. So that alleviates that pressure right there. Gemini, not too sure about. There might still be a couple of stragglers on both Mt. Gox and Gemini, but that selling pressure is gone. And now we have more buying pressure during a time where there's less Bitcoin on exchanges. That's a positive, right? Because then that could push the price up. It could jump a little bit higher than it could if there was a lot more in reserves on these exchanges. Just FYI. But let's go ahead and real quickly throw this up so you can watch the chart. Let's go ahead and throw up a poll real quick. Do you believe, now this is believe, right? We don't know for certain, we don't have a crystal ball, that the crypto market will rebound in August. There's only 2 options here. Yes or no. No maybe, but just give me your best guess. Do you think it will? Yes or no? All right. So anyways, okay. So their estimated crypto net, the bank's estimated year-to-date inflows into crypto went from 12 billion to 8 billion. So that's a $4 billion drop. Is that a really bad thing? No, but I mean, during the bear market, that's true, right? We're seeing a lot of VCs, venture capitalists, stop investing into XYZ projects, Web3, DeFi, whatever it might be. It's definitely a hard game right now to play. A lot of them are catching a knife. You know, few of the plays that they make, let's say I have 15 investments maybe only 2 do really well. The rest all kill me or, wreck the house. But the 2 that kept me alive, helps alleviate some of that. So they're slowed down, right? Because, what's the right play? Nobody knows what the right play is. There's a lot of great ideas out there, just poor execution, or maybe there's great execution, but poor ideas, poor follow through, poor marketing. So you just don't know what the right play is. But the reduction in the estimated net inflows is largely driven by the decline in Bitcoin reserves across crypto exchanges over the past month. The decline in reserves is likely reflected in Bitcoin liquidations from like Gemini, Mt. Gox, German government, blah, blah, blah. The banks reduced this estimate by July 9th. Charlie, fundraising crypto venture capital funds year to date, minus 17 billion adjustment for the account of rotation from wallets on exchanges to new spot Bitcoin ETFs. That article didn't really do too much for me. Global Investment Bank, yada, yada, yada. Analysts attribute the decline, yada, yada, yada. So it's the same thing. Everybody's saying decline is because of this, and people are very skeptical about the initial $12 billion estimate stemmed partly from Bitcoin's high value relation relative to its production costs and gold. In June, the bank questioned the sustainability of $12 billion crypto inflows, expressing doubts about the crypto industry's outlook. So JP Morgan does expect the crypto market recovery to start beginning in August, but right now it's downplayed its evaluation in the overall market as a whole, and I don't blame it. I don't blame him whatsoever. Good morning, Crypto Mikkel. SEC drops investigation of Bitcoin L2 stacks and builder Hero. Filing says the conclusion of the probe into Hero, formerly known as Blockstack, which raised $70 million via token sales from 2017 to 2019, is another win for the crypto industry in its years-long struggle with the regulator. The SEC dropped a 3-year-old investigation into Hero Systems, a blockchain software developer formerly known as Blockstack, that raised $70 million in those token sales back in the days that we mentioned. The probe conclusion is another win for the crypto industry in the years-long struggle with the regulator and follows news reported by the Fortune earlier this week that the agency had ended an investigation to the stablecoin issuer Paxos. All right, so we got the SEC dropping, I think that they dropped the probe or the suit, I guess you could say, against Consensus. They said it could always come back. They dropped it against Paxos. They're dropping it against Hero Systems, but I don't think they won't come back. And let me just bring you guys in here real quick for a quick one-to-one. I bet you, because of the current political climate here in the U.S. and the presidential elections coming up soon, the SEC is doing what the administration wants behind closed doors to try to give President Biden a better chance at the election. Because right now he looks like the enemy of crypto, and so does many others. But there's a lot of good heroes in crypto on both sides of the aisle in the administration right now. But then you have DJT, Donald J. Trump, who's going to be at Bitcoin Conference 2024. Again, if you haven't got your tickets, just got to keep promoting it, guys. Got to make it a reason for why they want to bring me back next year. But anyways, the point being is DJT, Donald J. Trump, is going to be there, who is pro-crypto and is really getting a lot of the crypto enthusiasts and stuff like that to his side. Now, I always advise my viewers or anybody I talk to, don't just look at one thing and just because that individual is pro whatever the option is, right? Whatever the cryptocurrency or whatever important things matter to you. They're on your side for that one matter. If they don't align with all the other matters that are important to you, then you need to evaluate that as a whole picture. Just because he's pro crypto, he may not align with the other parts that I want. Just because Biden's against crypto and he aligns with the other ones that I want, that's the conundrum that you and I in the U.S., obviously if you're not in the U.S. doesn't matter, have to identify, understand, make sure that it's factually accurate, because nowadays news isn't always factually accurate, and just make sure that we're voting for the person we believe is going to do what is best for us, we the people. So still exciting that Donald J. Trump is going to be at Bitcoin Conference. Interested to hear what they say, what they do, how they speak, the rhetoric they use about crypto and being pro crypto. But I'm also interested to see how the current administration reacts, right? So the current administration is under pressure because of crypto. And a lot of articles are saying that because of that, that could be the deciding factor in the presidency. I find that hard to believe, but it's technically true. There's a lot of people in the US that are in crypto. They have some type of exposure to crypto. So I'm interested to see how things pan out. And the SEC stopping its investigation of Paxos, Consensus, Hero, like, it's just an example of maybe them telling, like, yo, chill the fuck out. Like, you're going to cost me this presidency. Chill the fuck out. Let me win this presidency, and then you can go attack. And, of course, we don't want that. We don't want the SEC to come back. We just want clear guidelines and for them to work, right? Whether it's the SEC or the CFTC, to just work with the industry experts to try to improve the ecosystem and make sure, hey, here's the line, don't cross it. Hey, you cross the line. I'm not going to hit you with a whale's notice. I'm not going to fine you $40 million, $80 million. What I'm going to do instead is I'm going to bring you in. I'm going to sit down your advisors, your board. We're going to sit down. We're going to hash this out. We're going to figure out make sure that you do not cross that line again. If you want to have this much client funds, you need to have this much reserves for liabilities, yada, yada, yada. Like, just straight up, sit them down, make it work. But instead, they just go around ban-hammering everybody, and it doesn't work in a positive way for the blockchain or cryptocurrency ecosystem. So I feel like the SEC is being told behind closed doors to chill the hell out. I really do. The letter contained a boilerhead plate caveat that such notice must in no way be construed as indicating the party has been exonerated or that no action may ultimately result in the staff's investigation. So again, we're calling the dogs. We're done for now, but baby, I'm coming back. When I do come back, you best believe. So they're not exonerated. The investigation can continue on. Probably will continue on after the presidency or the presidential elections. But we'll just have to wait and see. Maybe the staff will be different. Maybe the one chick. What's the one chick's name? I can't remember her name. That is in the SEC under Gary Gensler that we really like in the crypto community because she's very pro crypto. I forgot her name. Anyways, we do got good people on both sides of the aisles and different federal regulations and entities that are pro-crypto and actually a positive force for crypto. It's just a matter of getting them into the positions that they need to be in order to make that change happen. Hero goes on. Hero makes tools for developers to build apps on Stacks, a layer 2 blockchain that supplements Bitcoin. Stacks is the brainchild of crypto industry veteran Manib Ali, who is now the CEO of Trust Machines, another builder in ecosystem and a board member of Hero. In a tweet Friday, after the filing came out, Ali wrote that the SEC's probe looked into Stacks protocol, not just Hero entity. Stacks conducted a portion in token sales, yada, yada, yada. Yeah, we already know why you're being looked at. The company said it no longer providing essential managerial services to Stacks blockchain and therefore was no longer necessary to treat Stacks tokens as securities. Okay. So anyways, yeah. Investigation for both Paxos and Hero blockchain, or what was it called? Hero Systems has been relieved. Solana. All right, let's go look at Solana on the charts real quick. I'm just curious. Let's do USD. Probably should do Binance instead of Coinbase, but we'll just do Coinbase. All right, so no lines, no craziness. Replicating basically the same thing as Bitcoin, right? On the weekly, we're putting in higher highs, higher lows. We're still in a upwards trend, got a descending, or is it a descending or ascending? Descending wedge going on here. But usually those break out to the upside. So Solana could break out, and I think some people are looking for a specific number if Solana were to break out. If we look at the all-time high back here, I don't even know if that was the all-time high, but the recent high to the low, that's a 42% drop. So dropped a little bit further than Bitcoin. So some of the coins, some of the altcoins definitely feel the pain. And no, it wasn't the all-time high. Definitely feel the pain. When Bitcoin drops, the altcoins can tend to drop a lot harder, obviously shaking up your convictions in those altcoins and stuff like that. But Solana struggles to reclaim $145, but Solana network fundamentals remain solid. And it's basically the same thing as Bitcoin and a lot of other blockchains is, yeah, the market may be down, but the fundamentals have always been sound. So if Bitcoin were to do what I'm concerned about, which is we have a green week this week, right? But then we have, you see this drop right here, right? These 2-day candle drop, which happened on a Wednesday/Thursday. That one drop was 17% from that one candle, top of that one candle to the bottom of the other candle, right? 17% in basically 2 days. That's what I'm concerned about. You can see here the week prior, which was on Monday, June 24th, we started going up, right? And when we were going up, then we had in the middle of the week that drop. You know, Bitcoin were to do the same thing. Let's say that we're moving upwards, right? So we were climbing upwards on the weekly. Let's say we get up 20%. We do reclaim that 145, right? But then we have that 17% drop. So we're going to go from that 147, I think is what I had, down about 17%. It's going to put us back down to 120. And I think a lot of people saw that as a buying opportunity. So a lot of people are just going around looking at the tokens they have the most convictions in and just DCA, dollar cost averaging, right? And what's up with Polygon? Everybody was talking about Polygon, but I don't see, like, what? Polygon is up to 51 cents, up 2.51%. I don't understand it. Why are we talking about Polygon like something big happened? Let me see here. Like, what the hell happened? What are we doing? That doesn't look like a healthy chart, right? That doesn't look very good compared to Solana and some of the other coins. That doesn't look like a really good chart. So I'm not sure what popped off, what update happened. You know, it'd be nice to get back to the $3 Matic, but right now we're at 51 cents and it ain't doing much for me, baby. Sorry. Anyways, let's go check out Kaspa. Kaspa's looking a lot better. I would love it to stay above 18 freaking cents, but it just keeps on sitting at this damn 16 cents. But you can see here that this chart looks a lot healthier. And yes, obviously as Bitcoin falls, it tends to fall with it. But compared to a lot of the other altcoins, this looks a lot healthier, right? We got a ascending, right? And we are putting in higher highs and higher lows. Obviously, last week of June going into the first week of July was a bit bearish. But now we're stabilized at 16. Maybe we got overhyped when we were trying to climb up to that 20-cent mark, which would have been a new all-time high. We did make a new all-time high on June 30th. But making that new all-time high is going to take some serious push. It's going to take a serious push because you got a lot of the miners, right, that are making Kaspa, mining Kaspa, that are needing to sell, right, to cover their overhead and stuff like that. So anyways, Solana has been unable to close above $145 since July 3rd. The lackluster performance can be partially explained by decreased investor interest in cryptocurrency, which caused the sector's aggregate market capitalization to drop 5% in 9 days. Despite this, Solana underperformed its competitors between July 3rd and July 12th, trading around 7.8%, while BNB, which has been doing pretty good, actually, it's holding above 500, and, you know, ETH holding about 3K. Like, these two aren't doing too bad. These legacy coins aren't doing too bad. But Solana's TVL is head-to-head with the vice leader BNB chain, or Binance Smart Chain. Right, so total value locked, about the same. I think Solana's a little bit under, but still, the basic point is the fundamentals are there, and they're still sound, but it's just the performance of the asset has people feeling kind of bearish, right? And they're afraid that the bearish momentum will continue even if the broader cryptocurrency market recovers some of its losses. The network activity grew in terms of user and volume. So even though, again, it's down, activity continues to grow. Things continue to be done. Now, what's unfortunate these days is on Solana, there's a lot of crap. Okay? There's a lot of crap out there. And I'm not going to lie. Right? So, Demo Cats, Coochie Coin, Cats of Crypto, meme coin, but they have a tangible benefit. Right? So, Cats of Crypto, we did our first donation to St. Jude's, which, by the way, we got a meeting tonight. If you're not familiar, jump in the Discord. To talk to the community. But, you know, Cats of Crypto, in honor of Overboard Tech, doing something tangible with it by donating and providing to St. Jude's. Coochie Coin, same thing, donating to women's foundations, trying to support women, empowering women, and just having fun with the word Coochie Coin. I mean, come on. Like, who doesn't like that? And then COC is cock. Like, demonetized, I don't care. But, like, the fun is in the name, but then they have tangible benefits. And then Demo Cats, the only tangible benefit for that one is to really just try to get people to go and vote. But unfortunately, there's nothing on besides that. Otherwise, you could just go for another Solana coin. It might be called another cat coin or another dog coin, and then do absolutely nothing, and then you get wrecked, whatever, and then you just move on to the next project. It's filled with a lot of crap. It really is. And I really hope that we get some really good projects that have some tangible benefits to the world in the Solana ecosystem. But right now, the only thing that's driving the Solana ecosystem is crap coins. Crap meme coins that have no tangible benefits. Moving on, the EIA could attempt to survey crypto miners again before the end of the year. Now, remember the channel, I talked about this in the past. A couple of crypto mining operations were sent this survey, and they were required to fill it out. Some of them did fill it out. Some gave some pushback. But eventually the administration said, no. They don't need to do the survey. Stop what you're doing. But it might be coming back. So this pertains to primarily mid-scale, large-scale mining operations. Not so much the end user, at-home miner and stuff like that. But the EIA is called the Energy Information Administration. And it said it could restart its attempts to survey crypto mining companies this year during July 10th webinar. According to Bitcoin Magazine coverage, the agency attempts to reinitiate the survey could begin as soon as the current quarter. However, per the report, the Federal Registrar does not include any outstanding or in-progress attempts to conduct the survey. The EIA currently intends to gather public and industry feedback. The latest webinar sought to input on the types of information the future surveys could collect, the value of the already collected data, and the considerations in the design of future surveys. The EIA lacks information in certain areas. The agency said it is challenging to distinguish mining operators from other general energy consumers, and note that mining companies can move to low-cost energy areas, further complicating monitoring. Not only that, but most mining operations are data centers, right? Especially if you got a bunch of GPUs, you can be contributing to AI in a productive way. You got a bunch of Okta servers like the new ones that come out, and you are a proper data center, or you are percentage data center, percentage Bitcoin ASIC, percentage normal GPU mining. Like, you could be a good mix, but I think most of them are under the guise of a data center. And it does help out in a number of different ways to be classified as a data center rather than a mining facility. But anyways, the EIA's previous attempt to collect data from miners was highly controversial, and the industry attendees attempted to provide alternatives to the EIA earlier approach. During the webinar, Texas Blockchain Council founder and president Lee Bratcher said surveys should include data centers in general and should not uniquely target crypto miners. Marathon Digital, SVP of Government Affairs, Jason Broader echoed Brancher's concerns, right? So they're just targeting and trying to get surveys from crypto miners when it should include data centers as well. But again, most mining operations are being classified as data centers or working or operating under the guise of a data center. However, I am not as an industry expert as my colleague, Bitsby Trippin, Mr. Michael Carter. So I would challenge you, and I'm sure most of you follow him already, whether it's on Twitter or YouTube. I would challenge you to follow them. Very knowledgeable team. Always a pleasure to talk to him. Crypto miners stole 723 million worth of electricity in Malaysia since 2018. Now, That seems like a lot, but in the grand scheme of things, doesn't seem like a lot. But basically, illegal crypto mining operations in Malaysia were able to utilize or exploit the infrastructure there and mine some crypto. It says the Deputy Minister of Energy, Transition and Water saw the disposal of 2022 seized items worth around 467,000, including Bitcoin mining machines and electrical equipment. The illegal mining operations are harming not only Malaysia's state-controlled power operator, but also locals being affected. And you can see here them smashing some of the ASICs. Electricity thieves typically avoid registering with the appropriate authorities and find ways to bypass electricity meters or divert electricity from their power lines. The theft of electricity by those who mine cryptocurrency occurs because they believe this activity cannot be continued due to the absence of meters on their premises. However, energy supply companies have various methods of detecting unusual energy consumption in a specific area. Mining cryptocurrency isn't illegal in the country, but the act of stealing electricity to mine it is, right? And you can see here, we showed this before where they're using a steam roller to, basically crush these ASIC miners, whatever they might be. But 723 million in electricity stolen over a period of time from 2018, 19, 2020, 21, 22, 23, 6 years. That's not too bad. Not too bad. I feel bad for the people that lost their miners. Maybe they invested in it, thought it was a legit operation, but it really wasn't. And then their miners get crushed. We'll see. Bitcoin and Core Scientific partner to help decentralize Bitcoin mining with new ASIC chips. These chips are going to be 3 nanometers. What's up, Rud Puts? Thank you for stopping by. Core Scientific, leader in Bitcoin mining, is now the first to integrate Block's new ASIC technology into their operations. These 3 nanometer chips, representing approximately 15 exahash per second of hash rate, mark one of the most significant agreements in the industry by hash rate volume. This agreement is a good example of how we envision our mining products pushing forward the advancement of decentralization for mining industry. Block Proto team lead Thomas Templeton stated Core Scientific is known for its high standards of operational excellence, advanced infrastructure, and deep expertise in mining. We are excited to break new ground by teaming up with leading mining operator to build a unique, tailor-made mining solution leveraging our ASICs. The Proto team has designed a modular mining platform around their ASIC chip to enhance efficiency, reliability, and uptime. According to the press release sent by Bitcoin Magazine, this aims to simplify infrastructure demands and optimizing operational resources in data centers, focusing on the sustainability by integrating with existing infrastructure. They have worked closely with the team at Block to develop the next generation mining technology that not only helps support our significant hash rate growth plans with our existing infrastructure, but also provides all mining companies with more miner options. Core Scientific Chief Development Officer Russell Can explained, together Block and Core Scientific are working to define a new paradigm for scaled Bitcoin mining, one designed to deliver important operational benefits while contributing to longevity and vitality of the Bitcoin network. In a partnership with Epic Blockchain, really good. The Proto team co-designed a modular platform ensuring capabilities of Core Scientific infrastructure. Another person named Earl Mai, CTO of Epic Blockchain, highlighted the collaboration and commitment of redefining efficiency, reliability, and large-scale operations by integrating Block's cutting-edge ASIC chips with an eye toward the integration of Core Scientific advanced infrastructure. We are set to deliver modular mining platforms that redefine expectations for efficiency and reliability in large-scale operations. Just a keynote, Intel did this. Intel also did this. They had an ASIC that was modular, and you can compound or connect the various units together to get a bigger or a more efficient miner. So I can't wait to see this out in the wild. I doubt I will be able to get my hands on one, but this is true. Going more modular, right? You have an efficient chip based on one of the latest nanometer process, 3 nanometers, where it's modular, and trying to get it to work on the current infrastructure pretty much in most of these mining facilities would be a huge efficiency boost. And I'd be excited to see. And then reliability, right? Instead of having where your most of your ASICs will have one chip that goes bad and then every chip behind it in series now does not work, having a lot modularity makes it a little bit easier to replace and get it back up and running. Maybe you have a spare unit. I just need to see these for myself. I would love to test one. I would love to go to a mining facility. If anybody from a mining operation, including Core Scientific, would allow me the opportunity to travel out to y'all and see this and record some content, I would love to do it. I really would love to do it. But I'm interested to see how these things go. But listen to this. 3nm chips representing approximately 15 exahash per second of hash rate mark one of the most significant agreements in the industry by hash rate volume. There's no way. I don't know if the article is mistyped or what, but let's go to the ASIC miner value and look at one of the, and by the way, they updated their website. Did Mine the ASIC fix their website? Yeah, they did. Okay. So let's look at just Bitcoin, right? Let's just look at Bitcoin only, right? The top ASIC, the S21 Hydro, does 335 terahash a second. So that's why I feel like there might be a typo, maybe a misunderstanding, or maybe they're talking about the entire, that one farm or the multiple farms make up X amount of hash rate. But yeah, the top ASIC, we're only the 200, 300, 400 terahash mark. So I'm not sure if that's a typo or what. But I mean, 3nm chips, that's the latest and greatest tech. So we'll see how things pan out. I'm excited to see it. As we get ready to wrap up here and get ready for Red Panda Mining, DNS hijacks target crypto platforms registered with Squarespace. Squarespace or Jack Dorsey. Wait, Squarespace? Isn't that Jack Dorsey? No. Okay, never mind. A wave of coordinated DNS hijacks attacks targeted decentralized finance cryptocurrency domains using Squarespace registrar, redirecting visitors to phishing sites hosting wallet drainers. This is not new. It's just the latest target is Squarespace. So you're hearing about it. If you haven't checked it out, on the channel I talk about being careful and how to spot some of these fictitious tokens or projects that try to steal your money. And 9 times out of 10, they're registered with certain amounts of companies, and like how to go to Whois and check that. But you don't normally hear about it because they're not registered with big boy registrars or companies, and the websites aren't hosted on big boy companies. They're just, hole in the walls, maybe decentralized, hosted via IPFS. So you don't really hear about it too much. But basically, hijackers targeted Squarespace, had a little bit of a snafu. They left an opening. They took advantage of that opening, and they were redirecting people to phishing websites. House fails to override Biden's veto and nullifying the SEC crypto rule. We have a video about that here that we're going to listen to as we go through. But let's wrap up. We got 10 minutes left. This video is 10 minutes long. Red Panda Mining is about to go live. Some of you are already leaving. Go do your thing, baby. I will see you around. But Red Panda is going to be going live here in a little bit. Let's see here. Does he have an ad playing? No. All right. So we're going to mute this tab. But if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please feel free to hit me up. I'm going to go ahead and end the poll right here where it says the answer is yes. So we do believe, 60% believe that the crypto market will rebound in August. 40% say no. 20 votes. Thank you for your 20 votes. Let's hang out. Ask any questions if you need to before Red Panda Mining comes online. Otherwise, let's listen in.
House fails to override President Biden's veto of a bill that would end controversial SEC guidance. And Bill Barheit of digital asset services firm Abra lays out what he thinks is keeping Bitcoin stuck below 60K. Welcome to CNBC's Crypto World. I'm Jordan Smith. Crypto prices slightly in the green to cap off the week, filled with the release of economic data and testimony from Fed Chair Jay Powell on Capitol Hill. As of noon Eastern, Bitcoin reclaimed the $58,000 level. Ether climbed just under 0.5%, holding steady above $3,100, and Solana maintained the $138 level. For the week, Bitcoin is up more than 2.5%, and Ether is up 4.5%, outpacing the S&P 500 as of noon Eastern. All right, let's talk about the top stories. The House of Representatives failed to override President Biden's veto of a bill that would end the SEC's controversial Staff Accounting Bulletin 121. As a quick refresher, when he vetoed the bill back in May, President Biden said his administration would not support any measures that would, quote, jeopardize the well-being of consumers and investors. Well, weeks after President Biden vetoed the bill passed by both chambers of Congress, the legislation was back on Capitol Hill this week, where lawmakers needed a veto-proof majority, a two-thirds vote, for it to pass once again. But the House vote on whether to override the bill failed on Thursday, with 207 Republicans and 21 Democrats voting yes. That failure means the accounting policy remains in effect, given the turnout fell well short of the two-thirds vote needed. Next, the Securities and Exchange Commission ended its 3-year investigation into Bitcoin Layer 2 stacks and the development platform Hero. The SEC began its investigation into the two entities a couple of years ago after Stacks launched its first token offering when a new version of the Layer 2 hit the mainnet, and that's according to Stacks co-creator Manub Ali. In this 2021 SEC filing, the company said it was no longer providing essential managerial services to the Stacks blockchain, and therefore it was no longer necessary to treat the tokens as securities. Now, today's filing announcing the investigation's end includes an email attachment from the SEC from earlier this week, saying the agency has concluded the investigation as to the Stacks blockchain and that it does not intend to recommend an enforcement action against Hero. Hero said in a blog post today that, quote, for the past 3+ years, we've diligently complied with the requests for information and worked to explain how the Stacks network works and what Hero's role in it is. Hero's post also argued the importance of creating a clear regulatory framework in the U.S. and that the closing of the Stacks investigation gives hope for a bright future for Bitcoin and the next generation of the internet. Last, Chainalysis just published its first money laundering report exploring trends and behaviors in crypto AML. The 30-page report shows that since 2019, nearly $100 billion in funds.
Tech man, I'm gonna be at Litecoin Summit, but only like that first day, the second day. I don't know. We should get a table. Techman says we should get a table at LTC Summit, hand out Joko Tech flyers and cards and stickers. You know, hit me up. You know how to find me on, I don't think you use Twitter, but you got me on Discord. Hit me up, and you know, I'm gonna be flying in on the 24th. Got a couple hour layover in North Carolina. But yeah, hit me up. But I got some events I got to get to, and Nashville.
Have been sent from known illicit wallets to conversion services. The blockchain data platform says the value of illicit flows to bridges has increased steadily over time, with a pronounced surge in illicit value starting in late 2023, with close to $234 million in illegal inflows recorded in January of this year. That's the highest value to date, which Chainalysis says is largely driven by funds flowing from crypto mixer Tornado Cash to bridges. The report also highlights the role of technology and innovation in money laundering prevention, noting that data analysis, quote, plays a crucial role in identifying and neutralizing the most pressing threats in the crypto ecosystem, where a single wallet address can illuminate a vast network of criminal abuse. The report goes on to say that by leveraging advanced technology, managing compliance, and investing in education, the crypto ecosystem can achieve a sustainable and secure framework that protects against illicit activities. All right, let's jump back to markets for our main story. Despite this week's gains, both Bitcoin and Ether.
Chain analysis has become a big business. That's why we're trying to do what we're trying to do with Yeti audits. Whether it's chain analysis or smart contracts, I'll be interested to see how the government leverages these different entities, right? Third-party entities. They probably have in-house experts, but it'd be nice to be a part of those in-house experts, or be working with the government in some form or fashion, not to hand over the keys, but just to guide them. But I'm sure there are plenty of people up their asses trying to get jobs in that industry already.
There are in the red for the month of July so far. To find out more on why, I spoke with Bill Barhydt of Abra, a global platform for digital asset prime services and wealth management. All right, Bill, thank you for being here. I want to start with just your reaction to where we are with prices. You know, a lot of people we spoke to in crypto world have said that after the halving, investors should be prepared for a few lagging months before we see new highs. And you know, Bitcoin is down 6.5% so far this month. Ether's down about 8%. Just walk me through how you're looking at the crypto market right now.
Sure. As it relates to Bitcoin and macro, I think there's three things that matter right now. The first is that coming into 2023, we really saw a bottoming in global liquidity. And it's really what happens at the margins that matters if you understand macro. And so that trough really led to a great year in 23. As liquidity increased, as there was growing excitement for potentially at the end of the year, the ETFs, and, you know, just general excitement for what happens, you know, in the halving cycle. So that all played out. Right. And then coming into 23, we probably had, coming into 24, I think we had kind of a temporary peak given interest rates in global liquidity, combined with an offset on the ETF, which I think was more successful even than people had imagined. And people underestimated the tax implications for people withdrawing from Grayscale. And so the fact that those redemptions didn't happen and the inflows were there kind of offset the kind of peak in liquidity. And then the third part is the traditional halving cycle. And there, the most important point, and this is still playing out because, you know, we've such short-term memories in crypto, but the halving just happened. And traditionally what happens is there's a reset among miners. Hash rate pulls back, miners can't afford to mine.
This is the hash rate.
They're forced to sell. Remember, they're earning explicitly half of what they used to earn for, and sometimes more work, given the euphoria around the ETFs, which actually had more miners coming online. That's causing a pullback now in hash rate. I think that the hash rate is about to trough, if it hasn't already, which usually signals the bottom post-halving. And that's great news because this is a smaller pullback than what we've seen on a relative basis in other post-halving cycles. So that combined with the fact that the macro picture says we're seeing a significantly softening economy, says liquidity has troughed, hash rate has troughed, liquidity is about to increase, and I don't think there's going to be more miners coming offline. And we're still under the mining price, meaning it costs 50K and change to mine a block, and they're earning more than that. So that's good news, right? So all of this purports to a really interesting second half of the year to me, where I expect to see risk on assets appreciate significantly, and Bitcoin has always been kind of a levered bet on risk on assets anyway, in terms of sucking up that liquidity.
Yeah, I'm curious about that conversation around interest rates in the macro environment. I mean, in recent days, we had the inflation data come out that lends credence to this idea that the Fed would start cutting rates later this year. But how much do you think that conversation still plays into crypto, if at all? Because, I mean, for so long, investors in the crypto space were watching the...
Hang tight, guys. Everything will be fine. The bull market will come, and everybody will laugh. We'll have a good time. Hope to see you at Bitcoin Conference 2024. If you haven't gotten your tickets, please consider... if your friend, family member, or somebody's going, they haven't gotten their tickets, please share the link in the description with them. Hopefully somebody will utilize it. Yeah, just keep on hanging in there. I'll see you next Saturday. Everything's fine. Not everything's going to burn down to the ground. Stay positive. We'll see how things go. And yeah, thank you for your support. So anyways, that's going to do it for today's Caffeine and Crypto. Not as energy pumped as it has been in the past. I'm going to go get some crap done. Stay tuned for other good content dropping this upcoming week and the following as we go to Bitcoin Conference 2024 and stop by Litecoin Summit. Look forward to seeing some of you there. But anyways, do me a favor on the way out. Hit that like button. Make sure to get subscribed. Hit the notification bell to stay up to date as well. Check out additional links in the description to help support the channel and what we do here. You just have yourself a wonderful day. Take care. I'll catch you next one.
Buy Bitcoin.
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 Buy Bitcoin. Wow.
Yeah, buddy.
Daddy.
Mwah.